A toddler, smiling, laughing, holding a gun. A man begs for his life. She pulls the trigger. This isn't a movie, it's not fiction. It happened, right here, in Scotland. For 7 weeks, one man and one woman unleashed a campaign of fear across quiet streets, family homes, and forgotten lives. They didn't follow orders, they left warnings carved into skin, and they filmed every second. At the center of it all, a child, used like a weapon, raised in chaos, pointed at the innocent. You think you've heard gangland stories before. You haven't heard this one. This is more than crime. This is cruelty passed down. He wasn't some backstreet thug looking to make a name. He was already known, already connected, already dangerous, backed by the Daniel clan, Scotland's most feared crime family, protected by their name, powered by their network. And he didn't act alone, supported by Leanne Curry, 39, street dealer, loyal to the bone, no hesitation, no conscience. Together, they didn't follow orders, they wrote their own. They turned homes into hellholes, safe spaces, gone, doors kicked in, living rooms turned into torture chambers, bedrooms soaked in blood. Victims weren't rival gangsters, they weren't threats. One was an ex-colleague, another, just skint, the last, a total stranger. But the worst, a toddler, used as a weapon. Let that sink in. A child, still learning to speak, handed a gun and told where to aim. Her laugh echoing, while a grown man begged for his life. All of it filmed, all of it real. This isn't just another gangland story. This is a free fall into real darkness, where fear is law and kindness is extinct, where humanity is replaced by brutality and silence means survival. Welcome to Unveiled Crime Mysteries channel, where I unveil mysterious true crimes, some lost to time, others fresh in memory. Justice might not be served, but the shadow is unveiled. If you want the unfiltered truth, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what's coming isn't easy to hear. May 16th, 2023, the bloodbath begins. Coatbridge, a Tuesday afternoon, quiet street, birds chirping, normal, calm. Inside a flat on Sykeside Street, James Sheridan and Samantha Cook are still in bed, half asleep, blissfully unaware. They don't know what's coming, but it's already on the way. The door's already marked, the gang's already walking. At the front, Ross Al-Gaillani, 36 years old, used to fix cars. Now he's the Daniel's iron fist. Beside him, Leanne Curry. She's calm, cold, focused. This isn't a job, this is a statement. Their target, James Sheridan, 35, a former Daniel runner. He moved cash, he moved gear, but then he got tired, tried to walk away. After doing time for laundering £100,000, he'd had enough, wanted to leave the game behind, start fresh. But the Daniels, they don't forget, they don't forgive. They saw it as betrayal, and betrayal means blood. No phone call, no warning, just the sound of boots pounding up the stairs. Then a door kicked off its hinges. What happened next? Pure butchery. Sheridan was chopped up like meat. Machetes tore his leg down to the bone. His arms slashed open. His scalp split wide. 2 fingers hacked clean off. His screams filled the flat. Samantha tried to stop it. Wrong place, wrong time. She threw herself between them. A blade hit her hand, took 2 fingers, the rest of it shredded, tendons exposed, bone showing, blood everywhere, walls, floor, bedding. She had nothing to do with it, but that didn't matter. This wasn't punishment, it was spectacle. As the attackers ran, Cook, still conscious, grabbed the phone, dialed 999, blood dripping from her wrist, breath trembling, her voice barely a whisper. Sheridan's leg was later amputated above the knee, her fingers never reattached. This wasn't a mugging, this was a message. Don't cross the Daniels, or we'll tear you apart. And that was just the start. What followed was 7 weeks of carnage. Homes turned into war zones, people vanished, bodies broken, hope destroyed. This wasn't random, it was organized, precise, strategic. 3 attacks, 3 victims, 1 goal, spread terror in the name of the clan. But the most disturbing chapter, still to come. June 14th, 2023, the debt collector strikes. 3 weeks after the Sykeside ambush, People thought maybe the storm had passed. They were wrong. It didn't settle. It sharpened, got cleaner, more focused. This time, Ross wasn't sending a message. He was collecting what he believed he was owed. His victim, Scott McCrann, 39, small-time dealer, in over his head. He owed £19,000 to the Daniels, a debt that might as well have been his tombstone. McCrann thought he was meeting Ross to talk, to settle things, clear the air. Instead, he walked straight into hell. Ross picked him up in Wishaw. Smiles, lies, calm words. They drove to Stewarton Street. That house, it wasn't a home. It was set up for pain. Once inside, the door locked. The trap was sprung. Strip to your boxers, Ross told him. McCrann froze, hesitated. Didn't matter. The ropes came out, ankles tied, wrists bound. Then came the beatings. A bat, thick, splintered, heavy. One blow, then another, and another. He guessed it hit him 100 times, but he lost count. Then came the machete, sharp, quiet, deadly. Ross sliced it into McCrann's hand, then pressed it against a hot cooker. Skin peeled, bone hissed, flesh burned. And then, the part that broke everyone. Ross called over his toddler, eyes shining, laughing. He handed her a pellet gun, told her exactly what to say. Put them up, he ordered. She obeyed, still giggling, then fired. 20 shots, all into McCrann's back and legs. Ross filmed it. His daughter used like a weapon. Her innocence twisted into cruelty. Leanne stood there, watching, not saying a word. Then the phone rang. Ross called McCrann's family, voice like ice. Pay the debt, or this gets worse. For 2 days, McCrann was trapped. No food, no help, just pain, humiliation, and that pellet gun. Loaded, fired, reloaded, again and again. When the money came, they let him crawl away, alive, barely, but the scars, permanent, to McCrann, to the girl, to everyone who saw that footage. This wasn't just about money. This was power, dominance, terror. And Ross, he wasn't done. Not by a long shot. You've heard the details. You've seen the wreckage. But now the question turns to you. Which part of Ross Al-Gaillani's rampage hit you the hardest? Was it James Sheridan, screaming while his leg was hacked to the bone? Was it Samantha Cook, not even involved, losing 2 fingers and nearly her life, just for being there? Or was it McCrann, tied up, beaten like a dog, branded like meat, and shot by a laughing toddler? Was it the silence in between the violence, that cold moment when Ross picked up the phone and said, "Pay the debt, or this gets worse," as if things could get worse? Was it the fact he did all this with his daughter in the room, not shielding her, not protecting her, but turning her into part of it? Was it the way Leanne stood there, not blinked, not moved, just watched, like it was routine, like it was normal? Was it the fact this went on for 7 weeks and no one stopped it? 7 weeks of carnage, 7 weeks of calculated fear, 1 gang, 3 attacks, too many lives ruined to count. Was the sentence harsh enough, or should he have done more time? Is there even a sentence that fits this kind of sickness? Can years in prison fix a mind that tells a child to fire on command? Can you ever repay the damage done when you rip apart someone's body and shatter their soul in the process? Or did the system fail the victims? Again, and what other gangland stories do you think need to be brought into the light? Because you know this isn't the only one. There are more James Sheridans, more Samantha Cooks, more McCranns, walking around with scars no one sees. There are more kids growing up in houses like that one on Stewarton Street. More daughters being turned into weapons before they even understand what fear is. More quiet streets that are marked before the violence ever arrives. So, what's still hiding in the dark? What names haven't been spoken yet? What stories need to be told before it's too late? Let us know, because silence doesn't protect the innocent. It only protects the monsters. For more real stories daily, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll see you next time. There's always another case to be unveiled. Remember,